What's good, people? Michael Williams here. I'm trying out a new platform, so I'm having a hard time getting started, but it's okay. I'm gonna figure this all out. Man, it was weird having to try to get all of this stuff going. The video tonight. Let's see who it's sponsored by. Let me go to my scenes, my scene tree, and there we go. Video sponsored by Custom. If you need some clothes, go buy them. Just do whatever you need to do to support the channel. Yes, we have been through this before. So let me turn this over just a little bit to the side. There we go. All right, back to the show. Man, I just had one of the craziest things happen. Filming a podcast, and it was really, really tough to get started. Obviously, when you're doing a lot of live streaming and stuff, you have things that happen that maybe you're not used to. And so I'm going to troubleshoot some things tonight. And I want you to be able to understand how to troubleshoot your live stream. Because I'm going to do another video about this tomorrow. But I'm going to do one tonight. And I'm going to pull up my screen here, actually, so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Here is the, actually, let me pull up the other one. Here is the screen for OBS. And there's a couple of things that you're going to have to want to check when you're dealing with this. The one thing that we had as far as the live stream that I shot tonight, I was having a little bit of audio trouble. And so one thing you want to do is you want to click on properties here in the audio tab, and you want to make sure that this is the right device. If this is not the right device, you're not going to have any audio, right? So I'm going to click on here and go to properties, and I want to make sure that this is the right device. That's the first thing. So that's your audio troubleshoot. If your video is not working, you want to double click. Now I'm going to switch cameras. Well, I'm not going to switch cameras. I'm actually going to go to studio mode. There we go. So you can see what's going on over here when I go to my live show, right? If I go to live broadcast on the left-hand side, you'll see right here I have my ATM Mini. Once I double-click on my ATM Mini, I want to make sure that my device is selected here and want to make sure that I have a resolution here as an output, right? So if your camera freezes or something, one of the things you can do is you can hit deactivate, activate right here in the middle. That will reset your live stream device, which is something that I've had to do several times. Another thing that you may want to check is you want to maybe want to check that when you double click on it, that where it says resolution right here in the middle, that the resolution is actually what it's supposed to be. If you're doing 1280 by 720, you can do that. If you're not doing 1280 by 720, you want to make sure it's 1920 by 1080 and make sure that that's as well, that's the same thing. Another thing that you want to check, right? I was having trouble with the audio tracks, right? So the audio tracks here, let me just point this out. When you go into your stream, actually your output, and you click on, and actually let me boost this bitrate a little bit. Bitrate's a little low. Let me boost that up. That's another thing, okay? When you click on audio, or excuse me, stream, and you go to appearance, where is it at? Output, and you go to recording, sorry. When you go right here in the middle of the screen, and let me actually get out of this, and let me go to zoom it, and let me hit settings. Okay, there we go. When you go into your output and you go to recording, right here in the middle, this place right here is key. These 5 tracks need to be highlighted if you're recording, for you to be able to record all of your audio tracks, right? If you only have channel 1 and channel 2 recorded, then you're not going to get any audio on channels 3, 4, and 5. I did a video where I covered how to select your audio tracks. And when you select your audio tracks, you allow your recording software to pick up multiple audio tracks when you drop it in there. So you want all of your audio tracks on separate tracks. If you don't click that button, and I'll go back here again, if you don't click the audio, if you go to output recording, if you don't click this right here in the middle, you're not going to be able to record anything it's just going to come through with no sound, right? So that's the third way to double check your audio. Another way that you probably want to check is you want to check your stats, right? Your stats bar will allow you to see, one, do you have enough hard drive space? I do. And two, what's your average render time? That's probably what your delay is going to be. My delay time right now is about 2 seconds. Memory usage is okay. You need to have enough memory, right? But you also want to check this right here. Frames missed due to rendering lag. Right now, mine is at 0.03%. Skipped frames is at 5. It's at 0, basically. And it tells you the status of your stream, and I'm not recording at this moment. So this is something that you want to check, right? And I'm going to reset it to see if there's anything else going on here. Right now, there's nothing going on. The reason you want to check that is because when you're streaming, if your computer has an issue or something's going wrong, you want to make sure that you know that your video card is lagging, right? There's sometimes here in the settings where I will, maybe not have this video card picked, which is my NVIDIA card. And so now I'm trying to stream or record off of the CPU, and that's not ever going to work, right? So these are all of the issues that I went through tonight. I did a new scene, which I probably shouldn't have done. I should have just left it there. I did a new scene and a new set of sources. And then when you do a new scene and a new profile here, right here when it says scene collection, and I had a scene collection, and you do your profile name, when you do that, you reset all your settings. So if I were you, I probably would not, before a client walks into your studio, do that. I don't know why I did it, but I had to record the podcast twice. Thank God it was a short podcast, but I just had all kinds of trouble tonight. I was so frustrated. I didn't even put my headphones on. I don't even know how this sounds. I just turned the mic on and I started talking. It's probably a little hot. It's okay. But yeah. So when you're doing this type of stuff, let me go back to my live broadcast. Just make sure that when you're troubleshooting this stuff, that you actually take the time to set it up before they get here, right? I had 3 cameras angles and it was all looking great and stuff. And then I started recording it and all kinds of stuff went wrong, right? So I had to record it again. I missed the first half of the live stream. I'm not scared to admit I messed up. So, yeah, you guys, when you're streaming, do everything you can to make sure your stream is set up, your podcast or whatever. Get your scene together. If you have a scene that you use for you and it works, just use that. Don't do new settings and stuff that I did because it was such a nightmare. This setting I have right here for my podcast works. The best you could do is set a new scene. Set a new scene and put the things that work in there, because when you do it that way, then you won't have the same mistakes and the problems that I had tonight. Man, it's been a long night. I just hit the mic, which I hardly ever do. It's 8:30. I still got to edit a video for my man Vocab Balone. Yeah, it was a lot. So I'm going to have to work my Houdini magic when I get ready to edit this video. But yeah, those are just some simple ways. Check your audio, check your video source, make sure your camera's working. And really, what I'm going to show you what happened is that I'm using a video card. Let me go to split screen. And in the video card, when I add a source, right? Because let me see if I go here and I click on, let me click on properties real quick. On the drop down here, I plugged in our Mackie DLZ creator, and there are 6 stereo channels, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is the output. But the thing is, when you plug these mics in, the audio device is trying to read a stereo track, right? So when I go to advanced audio properties, right now my microphone is panned. It's panned in the middle, but I have it set to render the stereo track as an audio track, because my audio device has 2 channels, a 1 and a 2. So if I pick channel 1, 2, and I don't tell OBS to render as a mono channel, you're only going to get sound out of your left ear. Well, when you're plugging this device in, which is over my shoulder, you have to make sure that if you're going to put 4 mics in, which is what I did, that channel 1 is panned to the left and channel 2 is panned to the right. Why? Because it's trying to read an audio channel, a channel 1 and 2. And then when I plug in channels 3 and 4, which is the mics, channel 3 needs to be panned to the left, channel 4 needs to be panned to the right, because on this particular sound card, it doesn't have the ability to pull in individual channels. It pulls in stereo channels. So that is something that you need to pay attention to. As you can see, when I clicked on properties, it's looking for an analog 1+2. It's not looking for an analog channel 1. It's going to pull in a stereo channel. So when you're using a capture device, that's one thing that you want to pay attention to. Other than that, I have a couple of reviews coming soon that hopefully you guys will enjoy, and hopefully they will help you in your live stream journey. I'm tired. I'm done. Yeah. So just, I don't know. Next time you do a live stream, set up better. Good night.